So here's my client build number 133. This is for Sir Mavi Legaspi. And I'll be using a Thermaltake Core P6 white case, an NZXT Z790, 4070 Ti from MSI. Of course, the Thermaltake Toughfans with the Thermaltake Toughpower GF3 power supplies. This is the new line of power supplies, most especially for the 40 series cards. And then some Thermaltake radiators, RGB, and from Samsung, the M.2 and the SSD. Of course, I'm gonna be installing this distro plate specifically for the P6. So I seldom use this kinds of things, but I think now I want to put it on this build. And then the CPU block. Of course, my favorite DDR5 white RAMs from Thermaltake. It's the Toughram XG D5 RAMs. Okay, so let's start the build. So now, before doing any modifications, I'm testing all the components, installing Windows 10, and then do some benchmarks on it. Okay, so here's the beautiful Thermaltake D5 RAMs. Well, I like it very much. If I could, I would use this in all my builds. Okay, and then also using the Toughram, Toughpower GF3 power supply. And then these are the Toughfans, but there was only black versions of this, so I already removed this part, the sides of it, and I've painted it white just to blend with the build. So it looks good, really looks nice. So yeah, okay. And then after this, I'm gonna be removing the fans of the GPU, installing the GPU block, the CPU block, and fitting it into the P6 case. Okay, I've installed the components on the P6 case, and the distro plate is also installed on the front. The motherboard, the GPU with the block, the Thermaltake radiators, the Thermaltake fans, also the CPU block. And I also relocated the PSU, because before it was installed here with the cover, but I needed the power supply to be much lower so that I would have enough space here for the tube layout. And then I'll just make another cover, maybe an acrylic cover for this, and then I'll just make a hole, those marked here and there, so that I could fix this mounting bracket for the power supply. And also, it's good that this case have this bracket. I'll be using this one to support the GPU and the cables. Okay, I'll be painting this also in white, and also some parts of the pump and the front brackets. And then I'll be covering this with this came from a this is a top cover of spray paint, so I just cut it and then sanded it and then made a hole so that I could, because I cannot paint this part, the D5 pump, I cannot paint this. Okay, so I'll just, I'll just cover it like that, and then I'll put a sleeving on these cables, maybe a blue one. Okay, so that's it, and I'll update you guys after I've done some things. Here is the build now. So I've done all the acrylic works and all the fittings, repainting of all the panels, even the distribution plate. I painted the back side of it white, and then this is the acrylic that I made just to cover the holes on the top, so that when the hot air goes up, it doesn't come back inside the case, because there's a glass on top here, so it's too close to the radiator, so the hot air pushes up, and then if there's so many holes there, it will go back and circulate inside the case. So I cover that, and then I made the acrylic here so that only the 24 pin will go here, and some of the cables, so it cover all the holes. And also the PSU cover is done, along with another acrylic panel that I bend, so that because there's so many cables connecting to the motherboard, so at least this will cover it up to make things cleaner. And then what else? Some of the tubes are installed, the one going to the distribution plate, and then the one connecting the two radiators on the top and on the back. Okay, so also this is where the mini drain valve is, so if I'm gonna do draining, so I'm gonna put it like that. Okay, I'm gonna install the tubes now and then fill it up with coolant. Hi guys, first I want to thank my client Sir Mavi for letting me do a build for him, and then also big thanks to Thermaltake and Andy for always there to support me and to help out in every build that I do. So okay, let's go and install this last 3 tubes, because I've already installed the 2 tubes on the back side, And also, I would like to share with you guys is this. If you notice this for bend, um, I was glad that did not made a mistake on this one. This is very difficult one to do, most especially if it's squared and angled properly. But the funny thing was, I've done this three bend. I did not made any mistakes, but unfortunately, when it came to the two bends, I made another one because I don't know, I made a mistake on my measurements, but it's really seldom that happens, most especially on just two bends. So yeah, it was funny. And also many people is always asking me, how do I come up with the bills, how do I talk with the clients on how the build is gonna be done. So um, mostly I only ask a client what is his favorite color. Or for example, it, for me it's always two-tone color. If it's black and blue or red and white like this one, I only ask the client what is the color combination that he wants. If it's a white case, and then what's his preferred color of the coolant. Like for instance here, the client wanted a white build with the red coolant, and that's it. That's the only thing that I ask a client. I don't ask anymore. Even if a client says, "Hey, I want to have blue and green and black on the same build, on a build," I don't do that. Uh, I only ask two colors: color of the coolant, color of the case, and that's it. Everything is a surprise to the client. The client does not see the build logs. I don't post that. I don't send pictures to him. A client only sees his build when it's 100% done. And then the client comes here in the shop, and he's the one that will be the first to see his build before I upload it to YouTube or on Facebook. So it's every build since way back, every build is a surprise to the client. He would not know what's his build's gonna look like. Even though sometimes clients tell me, "Hey, I want this, I want that." No, I don't do that. I do every build the way I think it should be done, or how I think it's gonna look good, or what. I don't really ask things from clients. I just do what I feel I need to do on that particular build, and I just do it. Um, and I'm very thankful that every client really likes their build. So yeah, I really try to make every build different from each other, even though it's on the same case. It's very difficult, especially for me, because I've done so many builds, and sometimes this build looks like the loop layout of another one of my previous build. But I try my best, not because I want every build to be done just for that specific line. And many people ask me, "Hey, could you do the same as this build that I've seen last you posted?" No, I don't do that. Even if they offer me 3-4 times the fee that I charge, I don't copy my builds. I only do that kind of build just for that specific line. So yeah, let's install the tubes. And after this, I would put coolant on it. Would pressure test first, and then put coolant, and test it for 24 hours again, and then run it, and then do some benchmarks again for another 24 hours, just so that the client would be using his PC with no issues, no leaks, all those sorts of things. So let's go. okay, and then we're gonna pressure test, and then we'll proceed to the best part, which is filling the custom loop with coolant. Okay.